started with Mercedes. At that time, the name was Daimler, and then he named it after his daughter, Mercedes. So the thing is, the technology was not just being used for cars. It was also being developed for bikes, for tracks, and for boats, which is really amazing. Flying machine, at that time, airplane was still unusual. But all these equipments, they needed the technology of internal combustion systems. So over 150 years ago, when everything started back in the 1800s, 80s. So just to be sure, yeah, the 1800s, the end of the 1800s, everything started. Let's take a photo of that beautiful design. Yeah. So you can see that also they used it for trucks. Now, at that time, the technology they had, of course, the development in the last 40 years with the transistor, that was something major to allow the technology to be developed very much more. But look to the engine, how it's being made. It is very delicate, even at that time. So to manufacture all these parts, see the camshaft, see the exhaust systems. Yeah. So over 150 years ago, everything was completely different, and the ability to have the petrol, of course, allowed the internal combustion system in all its fields, and everything was changing. The transportation life was completely changed, going with the, of course, with the ships. In the beginning, it was steam engines. Electric was also there exist at many years ago, but and Mercedes being one of the leaders on that field. But still, electric with limited technology, limited resources, it was still something not that much possible. Today we talk about lithium. Lithium is main big player to allow this kind of technology to be developed, the electric cars, electric systems, electric planes. But at that time, internal combustion engine system, I mean, look to the headlights. These are the headlights of the cars. Look to the cranking system. You have to start it by your hand. It's not like something nowadays you push a button and then the car starts by itself. Of course, talking about petrol cars, not electric cars. So imagine this is how the chassis, for many years, I mean, I would say up to late 900s, the technology of the chassis was still similar like before. So they used to have like two main big bars over the chassis, and then they build the car on top of it. If you look to the transportation system from the new buses to the old buses, how things being completely different. So such a modern car, such a nice design car. You can say modern at that time, but comparing to the cars before, it is called modern. So the aerodynamic was something interesting at that time. Since that time, old buses, somehow newer buses, and if you would like to be much more, look to the tools. This is an a new bus, a modern bus, and this is how it was before. You can see how much different things being completely changed. The war, that was a major factor of things to be changed. These are airplane engines. If you would think that back in the 1900s, from 1900s up to 1910, that they are able to build this kind of motor systems with these specific, sophisticated details. I mean, look to the metal. They are able to make the gears, and they withstand so much load. So, for example, this one is making 125 kilowatts of power. If you think about it, not so much comparing today's, but think about the technology at that time and how much it had to do. And how much they are able to do with it. Like flying, that was not being even a dream. This is V12, was built in 1935. Look at the details, look at everything here. The camshaft, the springs, the valves, the cylinder. It's very well made, very well made. At that time, think about the manufacturing power they had to put in. I believe these are some parts being supercharged. Look to the crankshaft at the top. Oh my god. Oh my god. Of course, you can notice that the engine here is upside down, but this is how it's being built. Such a magnificent machine. Art of work. Now, at this time, things are a little bit much more faster going. So 1920s, 1930s, you can see that the car are a little bit, it's getting more modern comparing before. You can see, of course, the exhaust system. Trying to take a picture of this beauty. Now, you remember the car in the top, the red one, and see how much the difference is between before and after. Now, this is a performance car, of course. Masterpiece. Masterpiece. The simulation for the power you need to do. Now, that time they needed to develop more stuff, because life at all is altogether working. You can't think about one way, one direction. So here's the trucks which deliver the fuel, and then there they have fuel station system. This is how they use the fuel in the car, towing cars from city to city. Gas station, I believe this is diesel or something, I'm not sure, but yeah. Such a history. I think this is a school bus, I'm not sure. Oh, this is for the post. It's really amazing. Racetrack, race cars, Continental. You see how things been really that it started to be developed since that time? It's amazing. And this is the personal towing car. Magnificent. It's a V8, by the way, even it has 2 exhausts, but this is how they used to build the car. So they join the exhaust lines from cylinders together. For the funny thing, it was recording slow-mo. So from what we see today to how it was before. And here is the big boys. I'm surprised to see this kind of styles back then. Let's take a look on the age of these cars, because to me it's much more modern. Oh mamma mia, what do I see? So these cars are actually from 1920. I think this is around the Second World War. Oh my God, but look at this beauty. Look at this beauty. So beautiful. I think that was something closer to the racing industrial. Do we have any information about this one? Oh yeah, it's here. So yeah, this is the towing car. It's look very nice. I mean, it looks nicer than to be a towing car, but still, specialized speed transportation. This one reach up to, not that one, guys. The one behind this sport car. It's reached up to 106 miles an hour, and that was actually made in year 1955. Wow, the view outside is so beautiful. Two football fields here. Benz. So at that time the name was changed to Mercedes Benz, but yeah, Benz. It's amazing. there's something here we like to visit, and then so now things are a bit much more modern. Oh, we've seen this car. This is the cars we've seen. I believe so. I believe so. Let's take a quick look around. No. We haven't seen these cars. Do you remember how was it, the exhaust system, the headers? Now look how it is. So much changes. Of course, this is heat shield. It's not the exhaust itself. It's a little bit different. So much good. I want to take a look again at this car. Performance exhaust system. Guys, how many cylinders is this? Who could tell me? How many cylinders? Let's take a look. You guess? You know? You think? Okay, here you go. 8 cylinders. I thought it's actually 4. Usually we look to the number of outlet of the headers. So we thought, is this 2? Then it should be 4. But it wasn't. It is actually. So this is the right way. I believe I have missed something. I'm very positive I missed something. I don't know where is the entrance, because if we look back here, we see the airplane's engines. And this is by itself is way much more development than whatever we see in the cars. So this is a V12 engine. Let's try to focus on that one. So that's actually V12, and it produces the volume is 2.7, 45. So the power is 13,000 kilowatts, 1300 kilowatts. But if you think about the technology, now the year is 1937 to 42. If you look closer here, this is the age of these motors. I mean, even back then, if you look to the technology that they had, and the perfection, the designing, it is amazing. It is for sure amazing. I mean, after all, these machines are very heavy duty, so yeah. Oh la la. So this is a small reference for the history where the catalyst converter things started. We will check at which time, but there was lots of acidic rains been going on in Europe countries, more in Germany, because Germany was the most advanced country since then. because of the emission from the cars, and then all this emission is going on the clouds, then the rain is again raining back with all these emissions. It becomes like acidic rains, which kills lots of plants, lots of nature things, cause big damage. But of course, that's after the Second World War, which is being presented here. That was the biggest challenge at that time. So this is all pictures talking about. Of course, I'm giving you the chance to be much more excited than to show you every small details. So maybe one day you have to visit it yourself. I assure you, if you ever plan a visit to Germany, which you should, then you have to visit the Mercedes Museum, and next to it, the Porsche Museum. No question. It's so amazing. You can see a little bit of aerodynamic. Not with this one, but with these bad boys. So the concept from that time was really in. So again, we see two exhausts. How many cylinders do you think? The grey one. I think the red one was more I would say for girls, but this one, someone should be able to say something about this one from which movies. So let's see, this is a 6-cylinder. It's the 300 SL, yeah. This is the year 952. And that one, actually 8 cylinders again. I expected that. Now I learn it. It's very obvious. Yeah, very obvious. 222. Now, kilowatt. So I'm talking about the power of the engine. If we remember what was it for the airplane motor, it was over 1,000. So this is only 222, so imagine the differences and how much that airplanes used to be able to give power. It's really amazing. Now, in this decade, the development of the chassis system was the main big deal. So you can see it's lighter, it's much more sophisticated.
Sorry, nicht über die Podeste. No.
Oh, sorry. Very sorry. So I should not be stepping on top of. Yeah. It was a mistake. I'm very much excited about what I see, so I don't watch where I walk. So yeah, the chassis systems. It's very much strong. It's very much light. Again, that was on the year 950s. So actually, the thing is, I haven't seen it. I took the step over this area, which is not allowed. Too much attraction. Again, as I'm telling you, like a kid, like a child. So this is some kind of reference for which floor you are at. Now you can see that automotive industry was developed very much. Now we see fire trucks, ambulance, fire trucks. So this is something really, really advanced, again, to talk about that age. So they just don't talk about cars for transportation, but also the motor systems helps for pumping the water to take down any fire, which is really amazing. So here's the firefighters used to sit. Think about the time and the safety. Things been completely changed. Now, of course, this truck is modern truck, but it's been used for farming. Again, that one is old trucks. I think this is where they used to take dead people, or maybe, let's see. Yeah, I'm right. I was thinking maybe this is for prisoners, but no, it's actually for... It's also been used for grocery, for shopping. So you have like a big car, what they call it, a salon car, maybe? I think I will be doing the same mistake if I will go with the stairs from here. Or not. I don't know. Maybe I have to go from the back. So it shows this is M4, this is the 4th floor. And oh yeah, we have to go from there. Oh, gladly we had this chance, so we can see this masterpiece. You see the engine? Okay, how many cylinders? Who would be able to say? I will not say it. You should know it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm not gonna say it. Interesting. Transmission, drive shaft, differential. I mean, all these things in detail. When I had a car, I understand the concept of the car and the mechanism of it. But let's go a little bit. But when I start modifying my Mustang and working by hand, the thing is completely different. The feeling and the knowledge and the learning. So, nevertheless, of my daily job, working on my own car developed for me a completely new knowledge. So I could change my field based on that. I don't need a certificate from the college to say I'm a mechanic or automotive expert. I rebuilt my own car. I invented my own car. So rebuilding is mean using the original stuff. In my case, I made completely new combination, which some factories they do. Basically, they just take items from here and there, and that's it. They make a car and they brand it. So I am able to brand my own car. Right now, we have Trichy, so maybe this is Trichy 1. Who knows? Who knows? Maybe we will be going to electric. This is when they speak about going to the moon. Lots of people have discussion about that. The funny thing is we are discussing something that it's not in our hand, and we're forgetting what is in our hand. For whoever didn't see this movie, oh my god. and think about the modern Dubai today. Think about how things been before and now. So this is where they put the food and everything they load in the plane. This is actually Lufthansa, but Lufthansa been in Dubai airport. Oh my God, this is 1977. I was not yet born. It's amazing. Mercedes in the top lead of safety regulations. So positively, I can say for sure that they are one of the first companies, car manufacturers, who to think about the safeties of the drivers and passengers. You can see so many things. For example, ABS system is anti-brake locks was developed by Mercedes. We can see here, this car is actually where they make tests while driving the car. So the one in the back has a computers, has a system making data records. Think about today data records or data logging and the days before, how things be. I'm not gonna step in again. I learned my mistake. Yeah, driver safety, crashing test, all these things. So while rebuilding my car, one of my aims was actually to be sure that all safety functions in the car are still exist, like ABS, SRS systems, like airbags, and so on. So that was a target that I just don't want to have a sport car or high performance car, but also I want to have a car that is safe, is reliable, and it's actually been one of my dream cars for some time. So that was 2004, 2010. Yeah, I was actually really very much looking for it. And of course, some of you fans would remember this car from a movie. The person will be able to tell which movie should be winning Mercedes car from Mercedes. No, I'm just joking. I can't promise something from Mercedes. I would love to, but I can't. You can see how things are completely different than before and now. Again, quick peek to the old history, to the modern ages. It's amazing. So, I think this was also in a movie. If I don't know. So this Mercedes was owned by Princess Diana. The color is killing me. So delicious.
Ich bin noch mal hinten meine Eltern.
So the thing is, for you future visitors, when you go in one floor, you have to go back a little bit so you can go with the second one. That is the trick. So hopefully next time I learn it. I remember it. Yeah, who knows the movie? Yeah, Mamma Mia, this is in year 1980. This what have moved things so fast in the last 40 decades. Now, of course, the discovery of petrol from the beginning was the thing allowed the birth of internal combustion system, but the electrical technology allowed to make this technology develop way much faster. So that was really a key changing on that history. Now, if people talk about performance all the way to electric cars. This was back on year 2012. Tell me, who would have been talking about electric cars back in 2012? I mean, yes, the thing was even before internal combustion system. 100 years before, but the idea of making this as a production car, as a car for people to own, it was completely started by Mercedes. So the emission was something seriously important to talk about since that time. And again, Mercedes leading in the technology, leading on the innovations, leading on being the best at what they do. They didn't let this slip away. I would love to go back to this color. Oh my god, this color is so good. It's so delicious. I would love to eat it. I really feel I want to eat the car. So this, I can't imagine how much Mercedes, they are very much advanced. So this was built in year 2017. Look to the size of the brakes. Man, they are massive. They are massive. So, oh, so this one's also electric. Oh yeah, it is electric, but also electric. So it can do both. It can do both. So it's hybrid in our today language. Yeah. Now in this area you will be able to enjoy watching some really nice movies. I've been there, I watched it, oh my god. You can see very amazing history. You can enjoy. It's not just watching, you can enjoy very amazing history. And what do we have here? We have some friends.
Hi.
It's where my mouth gets very much soured. Very much soured. Oh my god. Oh my god. I mean, we all know about McLaren, we all know about Formula One cars, the logo of Mercedes everywhere. It's something. But also trucks, airplanes, ships. Oh my god. I think there's some yeah. I think this was for truck. Let's see. It was supercharged. Oh my god. So this is a supercharged engine. 8 cylinders, supercharged. Oh, okay. So it's being used actually for power plant. Not for automotive. You can see. Look to the beauty. Look to the masterpiece. I will just sit and watch this all day, all night. Looking to the details. Do you guys see the clutch? Do you see the clutch? It's amazing. So for which car is this? It's a V8 also? So this was for race cars, NT. So this was for race cars. It's very much compact and it produces so much power. Do we talk about twin tail? Oh my god. Such a huge engine. Now, turbo technology is one of the things also being pushed a lot as development since years. It helps on some stages for fuel economy. This engine was built in 2018. V6 turbo engine. Let's take a closer look to these race cars. So that's actually trucks. And here. Got your eyes like me, that one. Now you can tell that we are going back in history again to show since when Mercedes been doing also much more in racing. Of course, people would think why is racing so much important, car racing in general. Talking about automotive, you can talk also about boat racing, you can talk about bike racing, but since we are here showing cars, the thing is, when you put the car on racing track, you put the car to the most intense and demand of anything you need from the car. The handling, the performance, the speed, the braking. You demand. Enjoy the sound. So you demand actually every bit of everything from the car. And that's demand actually where the development of the car can go further. Because once you know every part, what is it capable of doing and how much it can do, then also you can go further in innovating new ways, more ways, different ways. Not be talking about supercharged cars, turbocharged cars, electric cars. It's all different kind of development for different directions. So I tried my best to show you everything possible in Mercedes Museum. I enjoy it. I will be going again to take more photos. I hope you enjoyed it, guys. I'm speechless. So one thing nice, if you like to also maybe do when you go to Mercedes, they have some special activities area where you are able to make, you would say, IQ tests, some games with the friends, with the families. So don't miss this chance. Keep in mind that you would like to enjoy this experience. Till next time, guys, all the best. So this was built in year 1900 exactly. I'm not able to stop. This is so fun. So it's asking me even if I want to return my audio guide, but actually I want to go all over again. This is how much this thing is very interesting. This is how much you could enjoy. I mean, I done it in 1 hour, as fast as possible. But personally, if I would be walking alone with some friends, I would spend 2 or 3 hours at least. Because the much of details of everything is not just what I showed you guys, what I talked about, guys. It's way much more. So many things. Details of development of the wheels, of the brake system, of the exhaust system, steering wheel, airbag system, the turbocharged systems. I mean, to see that clutch from that car itself is like, for me, I don't remember I saw it before. So small, and it's not double clutch, quadruple clutch. I think it's 4 times the 4 layers. Development of the interior of cars. This is something also unique, special. The headlights, the brake lights, the regulations of all these things. And with that, we would say goodbye. Hope you enjoyed it. Till next time.